so you can maybe switch on your camera as well so that we can see you. Hello.
Yeah, just give me a second. Am I audible properly?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, great. So I'm facing some little technical issues.
No
Just
worries. In the meantime, you guys can drop in the chat box what are you expecting from today's session, and even you can drop in what all personas you are coming from, so that Prerita will have the idea to in which direction she will have to take the flow of the masterclass. Hey Prerita, now you are audible and visible.
perfect. Okay.
So I think it's already 7:04. It's time you can start. So I would like to give it to you and over to you, and now we
All
can
right.
start. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for setting the floor, coding ninjas, Anshika. So thank you for that. And welcome everyone. Good evening, everyone, for joining in our session on cracking data analytical interview at Microsoft. And this is in collaboration with Coding Ninjas and Naukri.com, right? So I'm sure that when you were trying to register for this session, you were already a little bit aware of data analyst, and or if even if you are not really aware of data analyst, we can like slightly brush up on what exactly is data analyst. But majority of our work would be on how we are going to crack the data analyst interview at Microsoft. Okay, so great that you guys have taken this step. What I would say is like, one second, I'll just check on the chats, like how many people are you? Is it beginner friendly? Okay, I have a question that is it beginner friendly? Yes, you would just get to know that how data analyst interview happens at Microsoft, and this can be a first step towards becoming a data analyst at Microsoft or any other big five big companies. Okay, so this method is something which I have thought through, experienced myself, or had conversations with multiple hiring managers or someone who have interviewed. So there are many experiences that I have included and formulated this particular session for all of us. Okay, so keep pouring in your questions, and especially in Q&A section, because we will have last few couple of minutes, like about 10 minutes for Q&A as well. Okay, and we will have someone from Coding Ninjas as well to help you navigate more. So to begin with, I am taking help of a presentation that I have prepared for this session. So just give me a second for loading that presentation. Okay. Uh, Meanwhile, how from which background are you guys coming? Are you trying to shift your domain from non-tech to tech, or how is it for you guys? Do you have experience in data analytics, and how are you feeling with the AI wave? How is it affecting your job? You're feeling more enthusiastic about it, or how is it going on? Do leave your comments. We will catch up on it a little later. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? Okay, so great, great. So what I have to say today is, in this data analytics section, this is just one of the best ways, and this cannot be like the bestest way for cracking, but this is one of the best ways that I could think of and actually share with you guys. So there are many factors apart from whatever I'm sharing today. It could be your resume, that could be how you are writing it, how you're presenting it, how you're answering the questions. It could be the day, the right moment, the right time that makes it happen. because a lot of people apply for same job and you have to be over the par on all of those folks. Okay, so what exactly is a data analyst at Microsoft? um, okay. Data analyst at Microsoft is basically someone, or data analyst is someone who does data collection, data cleaning, data analysis and interpretation, data visualization. So these are few things that almost all the data analysts do, and these are something that Microsoft data analyst would also do. There's an important thing like reporting, collaboration, communication with stakeholders, with your team members, and for many other things you would need to communicate with a lot of people as a data analyst. Then very important thing that you need to have is like continuous improvement. You need to continuously monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of the data analysis processes. And uh, you know uh, these these are some of the things that data analysts at Microsoft do. But again, it depends from uh, team to team and how they are, like their needs and their wants, what's the project. So based on that, it has got different names also. So I'm trying to first address what exactly is data analyst role at Microsoft. So these are few of the openings currently listed on careers portal, although it is little small in font. I have tried to zoom in. It could be little small also for you guys, but try to comprehend, or I will try to read out of whatever I'm trying to take from. So this is an opening in US. This can differ from country to country also. So the qualifications, the preferred qualifications, the responsibilities, the team that you are applying for, it all can depend on country to country as well, the project to project things as well. So overview, you can see that this is for a cloud operations and innovation team. And what are the required qualifications? You need 4 years of experience and 2 years of experience in data analysis field. 6 years of experience would be preferred. Okay, and what are your responsibilities? That is more important thing, because that is what you're going to do on the job. So you see, first is clean, analyze, visualize, summarize. There's something summarize, compile. uh, Again, the last thing that is mentioned is collaboration, right? And there are many more operations you need to do. There are day-to-day operations with ad hoc analysis you need to do. There are assumptions, and these things are some responsibilities that you need to take care of during being a data analyst. There's another data analyst role which is also currently active. The font is pretty small. I'm trying to zoom in. So here you can see that the title is data analyst, but here the requirements are something like Python, build data models in Power BI, Tableau, and you should have the bachelor's degree in so and so. Uh, and these are the basic qualifications. What Where are you getting hired? You're getting in people analytics team. So even the managers, they would need some kind of different skills. They look for some kind of attributes in your profile. So that's important for from team to team and manager to manager as well. So here you would see that in this also there's so many responsibilities that you need to take as a data analyst. So data analyst can be very like the final node of the organization chart, and it can be at a very higher level as well. So it depends on where you are applying and where exactly you are placed in the organization. So here you can see customer and stakeholder orientation, data privacy and governance. Data governance is something which is new, and there was a recent breach. So data privacy is something which is also very much needed. Okay, so these are a couple of examples that I'm taking because these are really fresh and on the portal right now. You can see that there are different type of data analysts needed. So one solution fits all doesn't work. So this is senior marketing data analyst, where they need marketing skills, 2 years, 3 years. I'm presenting this so that I'm putting a base for my entire session. Okay, so here you need marketing skills and data analyst skills as well. What are they looking for? SQL, Python, Tableau, Looker, and such things. Data science, if you are from data science, also they are accepting. So sometimes it does happen. The title is data science, and uh, you sort of have to do a lot of data analyst work. So the line between data science and data analyst can be blurred at Microsoft. So you can see there are many more roles available, which is like technical staff needs data analysts. There'll be different what do you call qualifications and things required to be a data analyst. Here there's cost analyst, intelligence analyst, forensic analyst, threat intelligence analyst, data and applied science analyst, data analyst here. So these are all over the world. So these are few things that I have taken. So why I'm talking about all of these things is you need to have a diverse skill set to become a data analyst, and it's not something like where you have formulated thing. Okay, maybe if you want to go on an engineering side, I'm not trying to say that it's something easier, but if you are trying to go on engineering side, you master one language and you become an engineer. But for data analyst, again, it depends on which team you are applying, which app opening would appear. So it that matters a lot. Okay, like in future there could be AI analyst as well. Okay, so what's the career path of a data analyst and at Microsoft? Generally, you can have the data analyst title from 0 to 5 years experience, and sometimes I have seen data analyst title for 10 years experience also. So just you cannot go with the title that this is a junior position or the senior position. So do look at what are the number of years of experience required. So sometimes they take you on this title, but they can give you a different title based on how you performed, or you can request the manager as well for a senior title if it's available and there's a business need for that. So, but they would put the job posting as data analyst. So you can see the data analyst would be between 0 to 5 years. Data analyst two would be from 2 to 10 years. Senior data analyst could be from 4 to 15 years, and there's principal data analyst, which could be about 5 years. Okay, so these are very basic titles. Like this is one career path, the standard career path one could imagine at Microsoft. But at Microsoft, you have to craft your own path, and based on business needs and all, this can appear in your career path or it may not appear also. So it depends on a lot of factors. Okay. So this is basic career path for data analyst. What happens at data analyst interview at Microsoft? As I have mentioned to you, all my previous slides were the validation points for this first one, which is understand the role, right? So if you want to apply for a role, first you have to understand the role thoroughly. That are you going to fit in there? And if you think that you can pull it off, now the next things is how you make your profile more relevant so that your profile gets picked up, or you reach out to the people who are hiring either through LinkedIn post, either through HRs. So wherever you have seen that, if you have seen on career portal, it is little difficult to reach out to hiring managers or the HRs. But in case you have some people who are working in Microsoft, then you can ask for referrals, or you can if you have seen it on a LinkedIn post that hey, we are hiring data analysts, then you can maybe directly try to connect with the hiring manager that hey, can you refer me to this position. So although they are hiring, but if you ask them for referral, then it's a great thing. Or you can ask that hey, if this position is open, then how can I apply, or I want to apply for it, or you can have the conversation the way you want. So these are the few approaches that you can take to apply at Microsoft. But first thing is, before you appear for interview, very important thing is understand the role, what technical skills are required. You have seen that there are n number of technical skills required for becoming a data analyst, right? So it can be having programming languages like Python, R, or you can use the softwares like SAS, SPSS, database management systems, SQL, MySQL. So because you might have a technical interview where they would test your proficiency on data analysis tools. That could be like uh, again SQL, Python, or data visualization tools like I missed out Power BI. So lookup is also something which is important. So these interviews often include problem solving tasks and coding exercises to evaluate the candidates interview technical skills basically. So technical skills is something that you need to garner, you need to build up before applying for data analyst role. Depends on where you're applying again. So there are roles which doesn't require two technical skills as well. Because of the AI, you might be like a AI data analyst, where wherein you are just helping data get cleansed, and very nodal, last nodal, where you're giving helping the data scientist to analyze the data, clean the data, and all of those things as well. So those can be a little less technical. You need to find that out at right time, right place. It depends. Okay. Then resume building is something which is very important. Craft your resume, highlight your skills, experience, and achievements. You should tailor your resume, have 4 to 5 resumes based on the role you're applying. Include some projects that you have done. It could be personal at the company that you have worked at. So these are few things. Then behavioral questions is something that comes up. You need to answer competency based questions like how do you assess the how do you assess a problem, and then how are you going to solve it. So that could be a major thing when managers look at you and how you are trying to communicate. Communicate doesn't really mean that you should have a fluent language, but it means that are you able to communicate better in what your ideas and all of those things. Then teamwork happens. Are you able to do the teamwork? How you handle delegations? How you handle certain team uh, uh, things need that needs to be taken care when you want things to be smoothly carried out. So basically how you execute a business goal effectively can be asked here. Then practice problem solving, have some mock interviews with your peers or mentors, and uh, or anybody who you think could help you over here. Stay updated with the latest trends in tech data analytics field. Okay. And if you have additional skills like building a business acumen, that will be good. And if you have some case studies to present, you have some practical exercises that you have done for data analysis, you have solved some real world problems. There's so many problems that you need to apply your data analysis skills. So if you are thinking of taking a course, make sure that you are trying to solve a real world problem also, which is not already there on internet. Like the problem exists on internet, but the solution is not there. So you have to try to think of more efficient sort of solution. If you can present that, it's good. How you try to present your cultural fit and mindset and with Microsoft matters. So you need to understand some values at Microsoft as well before you applying. And these are few pointers that is the overview of data analytics interview at Microsoft. So majority of your questions and everything would stay around these. Okay. Now, what interview rounds you can expect is initial screening. What is initial screening is like, okay, you have applied for the job. There might be thousands or hundreds of people applying for the job. First thing is your resume getting picked up. Very first thing. Second is initial screening, and HR may call you up to reconfirm that you have done so and so things. And I mean, whatever the recruiters, it could be phone call or video call. And then they would try to understand how's your background experience. Try not to lie on your resume, because it's Microsoft, so they have different ways and uh, tactics to understand the lies. So refrain yourself from lying, rather build your skill and then put it on the resume. There are some basic questions about your technical skills. If the HR is sort of technical, they might ask you technical skills as well. Okay, so I hope some of you, a few of you, all of you get the call from HR after this session. And technical interview could be like focusing, as the name says, it could be focusing on technical skills and how you're solving a problem. What are your abilities? What are your frameworks? How you are approaching the problem? Do you have an experience? Like if you're an experienced person, then you would solve in a different way than a fresher generally. But yes, obviously there can be exceptions where freshers are solving it in a different way and an optimum way than experience. But your experience speaks. So it definitely your technical interview could be like write SQL queries or analyze data sets, solve data related problems using programming languages like Python, R, and SQL obviously. And you need to be prepared here to not only just solve the problem but share your thought process and how you are approaching to solve this problem, right? So that also matters. What if you are not asking for help? So that also comes to play here. So if you are asking not to the interviewer, but if you're stuck somewhere, and it depends on how you're trying to tackle the problem. So if you need help, you're trying to reach out or no, and those things also can be assessed over here. Um, some might like that you are reaching out for help, some might not like, so depends. Then case study, something like you have solved a business problem, or there is some data driven solution that you have presented in your company that you can put. This could be something like data cleaning, when you have received a huge chunk of data. It could be your company's data, it could be your personal data, it could be something from internet for your country or anything, right? So anything you can pick it up and do data analysis, cleaning, visualization, and present your findings. So how did you do that? Basically the goal here is to assess your analytical skills and problem solving again, and how are you able to communicate your insights effectively. Okay, it's it matters a lot that how you are trying to communicate your insights. Again, it's not just the language, but how you are presenting the solution. It could be that, right? Presenting not only just the presentation, but how you are putting the solution effectively. That matters here. Behavioral questions comes in picture when they are like at a par where, okay, I have found two candidates who are equal, now I would maybe try to assess them on behavioral questions, who's better. This is one of situations, it can come, it cannot come. So here you would be checked upon your soft skills, your communication, your teamwork, your adaptability, your growth mindset, your DNI quotient, that is diversity and inclusion. Are you someone who likes to work with people, or you're a solo person? Again, it's not bad that you are a solo person, but um it depends on when you are going to go solo, when you are going to be in team. Okay, this could be competency based questions, and you need to know how to handle different situations, and you need to know how to work with others, how to importantly execute the business goals. So be ready to provide some examples from your past experiences, or even think of how you could put them in future. So you can take some guidance from us also, mentors, on how to approach these behavioral interview questions. And one final round would be with the senior manager or panel, and they would then finalize, okay, you're selected or no. You would receive a call from HR only, but final interview is by the senior most managers generally. Sometimes the first round is by the senior members of the team members also. So we have also taken interviews of people because we were senior members of the team members. So this can be one for initial round of yours after the HR round, but the final will be with a very high positioned manager. So in case you are reaching that, it could be that you are almost selected. Okay, it is 80% done. Okay. So moving on, what are the key skills Microsoft look for in a data analyst? Again, it depends on which team you are applying, which project you are applying, which product you are applying. It's a product-based company. Are you building a new data analyst product? That also matters. So some analytical skills are required, and technical skills like SQL, Python, Power BI, Excel. There's Azure Synapse Analytics as well. There's Databricks, Tableau, Apache Spark, if you might have heard these. So these are some tools and technologies that have enabled the team, the data analyst team, on handling large data sets. Cosmos DB is a large data set at Microsoft, and it has a lot of analysis to be done. So this perform you can perform complex analysis using these tools basically. So analytical skills is something that you need to identify large data sets, identify the trends, draw meaningful conclusions. It is a very crucial thing. This includes proficiency in statistical analysis and data visualization tools. Again, comes in how you're presenting it, right? And I have spoken enough about the technical proficiency. Problem solving skills. There are different methods of solving a problem, so that is very important on how you're solving a problem. Again, communication matters, attention to detail matters, and collaboration matters. So so far so good. Do we have any? Okay. So I have few. Okay. There was some audio and video problem. I hope it's sorted now. Meanwhile, guys, if you want to stay connected with Coding Ninjas to know more about various programs that they offer, there's a form that would be presented by Coding Ninjas in the chat, and I would say that try to put your fill the form. And Coding Ninjas, I think they have shared the form, so you can know more about what's happening in Coding Ninjas if you don't really know what's happening and how they can help you. So that form can help you on getting it done. So they have shared the form link. Okay. Great. So okay, I'll answer a few questions. I'll take the questions in just another 5 to 10 minutes. I have just two more slides to go. I think those are very important slides. You need to understand. You should know all the positives. You should apply all the positive skills. But obviously, if you know the negatives, then you will be very well prepared, right? So positives like may not always help. So what are the challenges that are faced by data analysts at Microsoft? If you are someone who approaches these problems and you have solved these problems, you might be a better candidate at it, being a data analyst at Microsoft. Okay, so these are very constant problems that a data analyst faces at Microsoft. I'm not saying that this is a redundant problem and it cannot be solved, but at some point or the other they might have faced this. Like, every team have their own data analyst, every team have their own data approaches and all that, and different data also comes. Like maps team would have map data, or image team would have image data, or something different. The bank team would have bank data, supply team. So there are different data, and again, every data will come with their own challenges. So how to get the good quality data, clean data, this is very important and very difficult challenge across the industry. I would say that you need to get a quality data, right? Even if you are trying to do anything, you need to have the quality data. So Quality and cleaning is very important and a lot of time consuming. Straightforward from the industry is this one problem. I think you can put a yeses if you are already a data analyst, that it's difficult to, and if you have already got a raw data, you know how it is important to have the quality data, and cleaning takes a lot of time. Then data integration, how to put the data in there and make it good across the apps efficiently, proficiently. So what happens is, suppose I would say Copilot. Copilot, all know that we have seen few initial problems where Copilot was not responding in a way where it was expected to respond, and it was going in sort of a negative way, or it was trying to show its depression or sadness. But again, that was done maybe because it was not trained on right data, and integration did not go well, or maybe the code was not written that well because they did not see that data earlier. But once they saw that data, they have cleared it, and they have now made Copilot in a way that it doesn't really have emotions. So you see, their big problem of data integration from various sources can be complex and time consuming. We all know that that problem was not solved immediately in 1 hour 1 second, but it did take time, its own time, but it did get solved immediately. So yes, so we need to ensure as an analyst that data from different system is compatible and can be combined effectively. Okay, then scalability is handling large volumes of data and ensuring analytical processes can scale efficiently in another challenge. Suppose I was someone who made Copilot, I'm giving an example. So I was someone who made Copilot, and I underestimated myself. Hey, who would use it? Maybe 10, 15 people, a maximum, or someone who is in IT industry or experts would use it, not more than that. And they would ask these questions, and that's done. But what happens over the night is it got viral, and now a lot of people are approaching it. So I need to create my data in a way, thinking in a way that I need to scale up for large volumes. Also, I need to be prepared in a way, and that way you got to have robust infrastructure, have efficient algorithms for scalability. Okay, scalability is an important factor, and everybody wants scalability, right? At the end of the day, if you're building anything, you want that all the 8 billion people on earth use it, right? So scalability is something that you need to be prepared of. Again, data could explode, so that you need to handle. Keeping up with the technology matters a lot. Someone who is from age old world would not be okay, hey, I'm not going to learn AI, so that is not going to work. Maybe you should try new technologies, and it can make things easier. Communication, I have mentioned numerous times, it's very important. Not just the language, but how you present many number of things. And lastly, I would like to present, because we are almost at the time. I'll take 10 minutes for Q&A, and then hand it over to our coding and testing, or take 15 minutes of the Q&A. So relevant certificates, guys, this is important. I would not say that you are going to do this course and you would get a job at Microsoft. But having these certificates verify that this person is good enough, or this person is having an interest, this person have this knowledge. It's giving a proof. So very much necessary to have this on your resume. So very simple way, but a lot of work to do when you have to become a data analyst at Microsoft. So definitely after doing this certifications, see what you can do to apply these on your real world problems, or maybe in your company. That helps a lot. So yeah, this is some additional thing that I would wanted to share, that these are few data analyst related courses. Okay, something like data analyst associate, Power BI is, we have heard it all, data scientist, data engineer, customer experience analyst associate, Power Platform app maker associate, data fundamentals. It's data fundamentals is very simple one. So yeah, database administrator associate, where your database management skills can be certified, right? So these have their own preparation and challenges to resolve. But once you get them, it's a really good ones. I'm not advertising here, but being from Microsoft, I think these helps. But something related to these also would be good enough. Okay. So I think yeah, that's it for what I have, and I would like to move over to Q&A session and see if anyone from Coding Ninjas want to join for anything that they have to share, or they have to read out from the questions. Okay. I have a question right in front of my eye. Is that, is it necessary to have sound knowledge or in Python libraries like pandas for a data analyst? It's good to have. It's good to have is what I can say. So sound knowledge, yeah, it's good to have is what I can say. But if you don't have, it's not that it won't, you won't be able to crack things. Okay. Um, Prerequisite for data analyst, Abhishek Dwivedi. Uh, Prerequisite for data analyst can be different based on what role you're applying. So it can be Power BI heavy, it can be many other tools heavy. So depends on which role you're applying. So very first point is understand the role. Okay. Um, Next question I would like to say is Shweta. She's saying that I'm from finance background. How can I switch to data analyst without the experience or any BTech degree? How to clear interview? Which role will okay? So I think your background is sort of not so hindering part. So it is good that you're from diverse background, because we need to have people from diverse background, and now you need to think of how you can present your skills as data analyst for the next role. So you might have done something in your team related to finance, or something analysis related, and if you have not done, try to reach out to your manager, and maybe your seniors team members take your own initiative, or you can have some mentor courses, all of those that can help you, like how you can apply data analysis and at your current job to move to next role, so you can take that help and do that. Okay. I think that is the best thing that I can say for someone who is not having a BTech degree, because even I don't have a BTech degree. Okay. So I am working in non-IT for last 4.5. I was trying to switch to data analysis. Please suggest any point. I think my previous answer is very much similar. That wherever you were working, if you try to put your data analysis uh, mind right there, and then that problem solved whatever you have done in your current job, after applying your analytical brain, you can put that on your resume to move to the next role. And yes, having a mentor, having certificates is something very important. Just not resume would not really help you over someone who is heavy with courses and certificates. Okay, I have Amreen Fatima who is saying, from last 2 years I'm working on SQL DBA. Now I want to jump into data analytics. Yeah, I think you just have to explore more on how you can get your SQL skills to apply data analysis. There are numerous problems available worldwide, India wide. The uh, you know, irrespective of whichever political party is ruling, but the government puts the data in internet, and you can solve a lot of problems out there. So maybe now everybody is talking about AI, but there was a time when people were talking about IoT. But since AI came, IoT was put under the stack, so you can pick that problem and solve. you can use that technology and solve things. So both are important, but uh, like the fresh things stays in the mind, right? So yeah, you can use your SQL skills and solve some problems. Again, have some mentor, do some courses, certifications to further certify, validate your things. Okay, what do you Tableau? Is it still in? Okay, I think Oasis Shake. You are thinking you might be asking what do you think about Tableau? Yeah, I think it's still in use with some folks. So yes. Okay. Um, Upal, how to get a job in data analyst? Um, there are many ways that you can get into. You can try by your own self. You can take someone's help who's already a data analyst. You can enroll in a course. You can have a mentor. You can have certifications. You can do some real time projects. So, all of these things build your resume very much nicely because your resume or your references are the two things, two gateways to open your job gate to data analyst, right? So, resume matters a lot, make it a good one. And apart from resume, also there are many other things that you can do in today's world. There was one question on remote work. It's my personal favorite because I like remote work. Okay, I missed it. If you could post that question again, it would be great. All right. Oh yeah. I'm part of project management team. Can I switch to data analyst role? Does Microsoft offer the remote jobs? Oh yes. It again depends on project to project and team wise, where it can be remote, it cannot be remote, and also it depends on data what you are trying to access, right? It can be secure data that should not be breached out of the company, so that cannot be remote. So as offer remote jobs, I do have people. My job is all on site, but there are a lot of people who are doing remote job in Microsoft. Like they go home, do 1 month, 3 weeks. So yes, there are people who do not really have to be worried about the data security and things. So they do get job. Okay, I spoke a lot on that. Next, how stable is data analyst role in current scenario? Again, it depends on which data analyst role you are looking at. Data analyst role is going to stay no matter at what position you are, is what I can say. So it might evolve, but it would not go. In fact, it would increase because the amount of the data is getting increased, and AI maybe not, it may not be able to handle every type of new data. So that's when human brains might be required. So yeah, how to get selected into this role? How to get selected? How to get my resume selected into this role is Harsh is asking. Resume, it again depends on how good portfolio heavy, project heavy, wise, sometimes degrees from which college, which university you're doing. All of that might come into picture sometimes. And definitely there was a session, I think a lot of sessions are done by coordinators also, that how resumes can be formulated. So those tips if you follow, I think that can help you to get selected for this role. Okay, there